Good day, my dear students. Let us start our 51 lesson, and our today's topic is After Apple Picking Part 3. In our previous lesson, we discussed about the beginning of the poem, a poem After Apple Picking by Robert Frost. And in that poem, in the beginning lines, he tells us about the narrator whose two-pointed ladder is shown leaning towards the tree, and the apple picker, he has done maximum of apple picking, he has done maximum of his work, and at the end of the day he feels very tired, no doubt. Still he hadn't filled some barrels, but still he feels he had done maximum of his work, and still there are some apples left on some branches, but he is satisfied with his work. And with that, he also tells us that winter is coming and he is feeling sleepy, he is feeling tired, and he wants to now completely forget about the apples. And then he goes to sleep, and in the morning, when he wakes up, he took a sheet of ice from a drinking vessel and then held it against the grass that was covered with frost, and tries to see on the other side of the that sheet of ice. And during that time he was a little bit sleepy and a little bit awake, and then he started remembering about his dream. And today in these lines he will tell us, the poet tells us in these lines, he tells us about his dream. Magnified apples appear and disappear, stem and blossom, and every fleck of russet showing clear, and my instep arch not only keeps the ache, it keeps the pressure of a ladder round. So in his dream also he dreamt about apples, but they were not normal apples of normal size. They were apples which appeared to him very bigger in size, magnified apples, and they appear and disappear before his eyes. In his dream, he dreamt about apples, magnified apples, apples bigger in size. They appeared before his eyes, and sometimes they would completely disappear before his eyes. Stem end and blossom end, and how those actually flowers, he could even remember the minute details of his dream, that how the flowers they got converted into fruits, and every fleck, every minute detail, every speck of russet means reddish brown color showing clear. That means even he could remember the stalk of the apples, he could remember the color, he could see that even in his dream very clearly. That means everything appeared to him in his dream in a very bigger and magnified form. My instep arch, that means it here refers to the bottom of the foot, the curve on the bottom of the foot not only keeps the ache, no doubt, while standing on the ladder for a long period of time, it causes pain in the feet, but at the same time it keeps the pressure of the ladder round. It's due to this curve of the feet, curve on the bottom of the feet, it keeps the pressure of the ladder round. The ladder remains in its static position, but at the same time it gives pain to the narrator. I feel the ladder sway as the boughs bend, and I keep hearing from the cellar bin the rumbling sound of load on load of apples coming in, for I have had too much of apple picking. I am overtired. So in these lines, the narrator says that at the same time the ladder was swinging, it was going to and fro as the boughs bent, as I tried to pick up apples from the faraway branch. But and I keep hearing from the cellar bin the rumbling sound of load on load of apples coming in. And at the same time, I also remember that in my dream, I also remember about the sound, that heavy sound, which was when apples were put in the store, because they were numerous load on load of apples coming in, and they were put in store for storage purpose. And that sound which was coming off from those apples, I could even remember that sound also clearly. For I have had too much of apple picking. And now he also says, even in his dream, he dreamt about that he was now satisfied with his work of apple picking, and he had no desire to pick up more apples because he was feeling now overtired, not tired but overtired, and so he wanted to stop there. So he says that, for I have had too much of apple picking, I am overtired of the great harvest I myself desired. Once at this time of the start, I wanted to pick up all the apples from the apple tree, but now I feel that I am overtired and I want to stop. No doubt there is still some cellar bin, or we can say left empty, or there are still some apples on the branches of the tree, but I want to forget everything about them because I want to now have some rest. There were 10,000 fruits to touch. So there were numerous fruits to touch. There were countless fruits to touch. Cherish in hand, to pick up the apples, lift down, and not fall. And my every desire was, my every wish was that I should enjoy them in hand, lift down carefully them from the apple tree, and not let any of the apples fall from my hand. Then he says again that there were 10,000 fruit to touch, cherish in hand, lift down, and not let fall, for all. For all the apples, for those apples that struck the earth, that would touch the earth, no matter if not bruised or spiked with stubble, with fall, it appeared on their outer surface that they are not having any injury, they are not injured, went surely to the cider apple heap, but still they were not used in the packing. They were then, those apples would then be left for the cider apple heap where their juice is extracted, and that means they were also enjoyed, but not as a fruit but in the form of juice, and as of no worth. So that means that they could not be enjoyed as a fruit. If any of the apples would fall from the hand and that would struck the earth, and it seemed that they were not having any external injury, but still with that fall they would become worthless, they would become, we can say, they were of no worth, and definitely they would go to the cider apple heap. That means a heap, apples, so many apples put in heap for extraction of juice. So it was very important for the apple picker that his move should be such that no apple should fall from his hand, because every apple for him was very precious. Then the poet, through the voice of the narrator, says that one can see what will trouble this sleep of mine, whatever sleep it is. Were he not gone, the woodchuck, it's actually a rodent of the squirrel family and lives usually found in northern America, could say whether it's like his long sleep, as I describe it's coming on, or just some human sleep. So in these lines, the narrator says that still, since during the daytime while picking up apples he was satisfied with his work, and then he was feeling sleepy, and even in his dream he also dreamt about the apples. So the arrival of the coming sleep, again we can say, or this dream and this overall sleepiness, this dream, whether it is he wants to have an idea whether it was just a routine dream, a routine sleep, a routine dream, or it is a long sleep, as he can anticipate it's coming on. And that long sleep will be like woodchucks, like those rodents, or like we know that bear, they go in hibernation during winters and they enjoy very long sleep. Or is it that long sleep, or just human sleep, a sleep, human sleep which actually regenerates us? So these questions arise in his mind, after the day's hard work. So overall, on surface level, we can see that the poet Robert Frost, he has described apple picking, how a man picks apples and how does he feel after that. And even when he, in his dream, he also dreams about the apples, even he could see things, everything clearly. And then he starts pondering over the things, whether his dream was an ordinary dream or it was some a dream with some message or all that. That has been discussed in this poem. And in our next lesson we will discuss about actually the symbolical, this is the surface meaning of the poem, and in our next lesson we will discuss about the symbolical meaning of the poem. Till then, have a nice time, have a great day.